Okay, today we're doing how to simplify fractions. I know there's 90% of the people do not like fractions. Basically, nobody likes fractions. But we have to learn how to simplify them because for example, in everything that you have to do in algebra, first you have to learn how to do whatever the problem, and also you already have to know how to deal with fractions. So today we're going to learn how to do that. My first fraction is going to be 6 over 8. Okay? You have to learn how to simplify it. The easiest way I find is this. The top number. Find two numbers that multiply together give you that number. In this case, I can use 2 times 3. Write a line. And the second number, find two numbers that multiply give you that number. In this case, I can use 2 times 4. Okay? Our main goal, is to find a number that is the same on the top and the same on the bottom. In this case, I have 2 and 2. The reason we do this is because whenever you have the same number top and bottom, they cancel out. Okay? So the simplest form of this fraction, your answer is going to be 3 over 4. Okay? Let's do example 2. Let me do it here. Example 2, we have 8 over 4. Again, the same thing. You already know that 8 is 2 times 4, and 4. Well, we already have 1 4 here, so we can say 4 times 1. Okay? Do we have the same number? Yes, we have 4 and 4. So the 4 cancels out. So you end up with 2 over 1. And 2 over 1 is the same thing as 2. Okay? Example 3. I have 15 over, let's say, 25. Okay? Two numbers that give you 15. 3 times 5. Two numbers that give you 25. 5 times 5. Okay? Do I have the same number top and bottom? Yes, the 5 and the 5. And you can cancel it only one time. You cannot cancel it twice. Only one time. Okay? So you end up with 3 over 5. Okay? So this is the way how to simplify fractions. Now, I'm going to show you when you have a multiplication of fractions. Okay? So for example, number 4. It says multiply 3 halves times 10 over 3. Well, we already know how to do it. I have the same number top and bottom. It doesn't matter if it's in the other fraction. But if you have a number on top and a number on the bottom, you can cancel it out. Okay? So now I have 10 over 2. Okay? Of course, you know that 10 divided by 2 is 5, but let me show you the way that we're simplifying fractions. 10 is the same thing as saying 2 times 5. And on the bottom you have 2 times 1. Okay? So the same number top and bottom cancels out. So your answer is going to be 5. Okay? 5 over 1 is just 5. Example 5. I have 5 over 3 times 9 over 10. Again, the 5 and the 3 I can't do anything. The 3 and the 9 I can. 3 is the same thing as 3 times 1. So the 3 becomes a 1. And the 9 is the same thing as 3 times 3. So the 9 becomes a 3. Okay? 5 and 10. 5 is the same thing as 5 times 1. And 10 is the same thing as 2 times 5. So I have a 5 on top and a 5 on the bottom, so they cancel out. Okay? Notice here, let me write it down. I have 1 over 1 times 3 over 2. And of course, the 1 over 1 is just 1, so it cancels out. And your answer is 3 over 2. Okay? And our last example, I have 12 over 5 times 25 over 6. Okay? The 12 and the 6. Of course, this is way easier if you know your timetables. I have a 6 and a 12. I know that 6 times 1 is 6, so this is going to become 1. And then this is going to become a 2. 5, it becomes a 1, and 25 becomes a 5. Okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, 12 is the same thing as 6 times 2. Okay? The bottom one, you have 5 times 1. On the other side, 25 is 5 times 5. And this 6 is 6 times 1. Okay? When you have multiplication on every side, you can cancel top and bottom. Okay? So let's start. I have a 6 and I have a 6. The 6 cancels out. I have a 5. I have a 5. Remember, only one time. 1 5 cancels 1 5. 1 6 cancels 1 6. Okay? So now I end up with 2 over 1. Let me write it here. 2 over 1 times 5 over 1. Okay? 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 5, 10. Okay? And that's the way how you simplify fractions and how to multiply. Before multiplying, you can simplify it.